What's going on, guys? This is Alec here and welcome to episode number 23, I believe we're on, of a Swansea City career mode. Before we start off, I just want to say massive shout outs to Bronxstar Jr., Peter Mills, Reece Nicholson, Fig in the Spirit, Jarky, Joe and Sparky. Thank you all so much for your comments on the last couple of videos. It really does mean a lot, like I say every week. All the comments are much appreciated. Going on to this game, as you can see, I'm still top of the league. I wish we were doing as good in real life, or just even half as good. The result against Stoke last night, I mean, I don't want to touch on it too much because this is a career mode video, but I don't know, Joe Allen and Boney coming back to haunt us. Two players we really should have tried harder to get in the summer, in my opinion, but poor result, I'll get over it. Onto the actual video. Oh, before I go into the actual video, I should mention that I put a poll up on career mode a couple of days ago, voting which career mode I should run alongside this. I'm closing it tonight, so after this episode I'm going to give it a couple of hours after this episode goes live, and then I'm shutting it off, and then whatever team is the winner will win it. So if you haven't already voted on it, it'll be in the first link in the description below. Go ahead and vote on it, that would be much appreciated. Also, if none of them win, should I keep the Portsmouth career mode going? That's another question up for debate as well. But onto the episode, we've got Hull City away as our first game, and then I think we've got Borough at home as our second game. As you can see early on in the game, Baston, good ball through to Sigurdsson, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper there. I'm still not even sure who's playing in goals for this game. I don't think it was David Marshall or McGregor. I can't even see from that angle who it is. But Hull have got a decent team, like so Robert Snodgrass, Jake Livermore. We signed Curtis Davies from there. They've actually got Neil Taylor as well, who we traded as part of the Andrew Robertson deal, who I don't believe starts in this game. And as you can see, early chance there, and Baston hits the crossbar after a rebound, and he'll go up for the header, but it results in nothing in the end. And I can see now that Kingsley's starting instead of Robertson, so just Curtis Davies playing against his old team. A chance here early on is Mo Barrow, nice bit of skill to get down the wing. He passes it back to Jay Fulton, who he started in this game, back to Leon Britton, into Memphis, and he takes one touch. I did mean to take more time with Memphis there, but the shot was rushed in the end, and it comes to nothing. Mbokani, they've got up front, who's a really good target man. As you can see, Robert Snodgrass had a chance to play him in there, but didn't. There's still Robert Snodgrass into Tom Huddleston, and Tom Huddleston, he can hit them, and he does there. Not really testing our goalkeeper. Robert Snodgrass on the right hand side does well to get past Curtis Davies, who has come a far away from defence, but still Robert Snodgrass on the ball. Good ball down the line from Mbokani. Mbokani now seeing what he could do is to Odubajo, I think I pronounced that right, and a good header from Tom Huddleston. He was actually blocked well from Kyle Norton. Chance from the corner now, Tom Huddleston to take it. It's crossed in. It should be an easy catch for Vorm, and he actually only manages to parry it for a corner again, but nothing coming of the corner, and that's how the first half is going to end. 0-0, a really boring first half at the KCOM Stadium. We didn't really produce too much chances other than the one from Bohar Baston, but 20 minutes into the second half now, Fulton dispossesses the midfielder, and he plays a ball into Barrow. Barrow up against Peters. He does well. He's got more pace than him. It's Mo Barrow in one-on-one with the keeper, and that is a really, really neat finish from Mo Barrow, the Gambian. We go 1-0 ahead, 68 minutes into the game. The last couple of games, I can't remember who the other game was, but I remember it was Bournemouth and someone, and we were struggling to score goals. So again, this one, we leave it late on, 20 minutes from time to score. That's something we're definitely going to have to work on if we want to do well and finish the campaign strong. 9th goal of the Premier League season for Mo Barrow. He slowed down a little bit from the start, but he's got another chance here. He's up against Dawson. He's got a lot more pace than him. It's still Mo Barrow. 77 minutes into the game. Oh, and it's nearly an own goal from the defender. I think it was actually Mbokani back there trying to defend it, but Hull will go forward now late on into the game, 86th minute. And it's Reece Oxford to try and deal with the pressure from Snodgrass. Snodgrass with a good ball in. Oh, Michel Vorm just manages to parry it away, and we'll actually have a counter-attack opportunity now. Leon Britton, can he release it to Mo Barrow? He does, and it's Mo Barrow now up against Michael Dawson. It's still Mo Barrow. Got a chance to square into the box. He'll cut back onto his left foot, and it's a good block from Dawson, and nothing comes from the corner. Closing to the end of the game, and that's how this first game is going to end. 1-0 to us. Like I said, we're not scoring enough goals in my opinion. Hull City away, not the best team. And especially towards the end there, where Barrow's free down the right hand side, we had a good couple of chances to get a goal there, and we did manage to do so against the better teams. With all due respect to Hull, we're going to get punished for situations like that. But On to some more training. As you can see, we're still trying to train Shaw up. He needs to get his 10 appearances from the club in order for us to complete our goal. We actually changed up a couple of the other things we're training some of the youth players on. I think Ødegaard has started working on his long shooting and whatnot. But yeah, these are the youth players coming in. We've actually got a really good one then, Elliot Wilson. He's 62 rated already, and he's got some high potential. I think we've actually got a goalkeeper as well that's around the same, who's got good overall rating already. Like him, Rhys Davies was a 63 overall. You've got a 60 overall there. 63 overall goalkeeper. Then plays a really good Avenue club with a 94 overall, because they're already good rating. Like, I could consider a 63 a good rating, because teams will want to loan them then. Like the lower league teams, it'll be their highest rated goalkeeper and he'll get full game time. But on to the second episode. We're actually home at the Liberty Stadium against Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough actually won but last in the Premier League, and we're top by 5 points. We've also got a game in hand. Only 3 losses so far this season and 6 draws. As you can see, this team has changed up quite a bit from the one that played Hull. A lot of new changes coming in just because this was a couple of games later. Jack Hawke, I think the only 3 starting that started the last game, I think 4 is Vorm, Sigurdsson, Baston, and actually Baston isn't starting, that's a lie. So it's just Vorm, Sigurdsson and Barrow, the 3 starting. I usually always start them, and Curtis Davis, our captain. So and then the Borough side obviously got some good players. I love the fact that Borough have 2 really, really good keepers in their squad. Brad Guzan to sit on the bench, and Victor Valdez to start. But early on into the game, as you can see, 2 minutes in, Middlesbrough are coming forward. Narsing with the ball here, who's signed from FC20, I believe. I could be wrong in saying that, but I think it's a Dutch club. And he'd go down the wing, easily gets past Jack Hawke, and it's a good ball into the box. And I have no idea why Jordan Rose didn't hit that first time, and the second time effort from Insu was embarrassing, to be quite honest. But it's more problems. Narsing coming down the right hand side, he puts it through Jack Hawke's legs, who's having some difficulty tracking his runs. Narsing into Deroon into Jordan Rhodes, and Jordan Rhodes holds off Reece Poole with ease, and he manages to get a shot off, but it's easy into Michel Vorm's hands, and we'll get that one away. As you can see, Leroy Fair coming forward. Leroy Fair into Josh King. Josh King looking for Barrow down this right hand side, and he manages to find him. Still more Barrow now. He'll come inside with a nice step over. It's a good tackle by Daniel Ayala. I think he's the Liverpool player, Ayala. But we go forward now. Gaston Ramirez gets there before Poole. He's tackled, but then tackled back. Here's Victor Fisher on the ball now. It's still Fisher. Good ball into the back post, and Narsing, and he'll go through and he'll score. We're 1-0 down already, and Narsing will run all the way over to his manager. I don't think that is actually Ito Karanka's face there. No, it's definitely not. It's just a generic manager. Not sure whether they have plans to put him in the game, but a good goal there from Borough. It was a really good ball to the back post, to be fair. I can't even be annoyed by that. Victor Fisher plays a lovely ball into the back post, and Narsing's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper after poor positioning from Andrew Robertson. Good touch and a good finish, to be fair to Narsing. A good signing for them. I don't think he's there in real life. I think that's just an in-game signing. They're always good to see. A couple of minutes later, as you can see here, we have a bit of difficulty getting the ball away, and it's crossed in. It comes to Gaston Ramirez. He turns, puts it onto his strong foot, and it's a really good effort that goes just wide, fortunately for us. 35 minutes into the game now. Gylfi Sigurdsson passes it to Leroy Fair. Leroy Fair on the ball. He'll get it into Jack Hawke. Now then, Jack Hawke looking for some options. He'll go into Joshua King. Josh King waiting for the run of Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson receives the ball. Good touch and a good finish from the Icelandic, from the Iceman. Gets his 17th goal of the season, I believe. It could be more, actually. I'm sure the stat will pop up. Good ball from Josh King. And I'm not sure what Daniel Ayala was doing there. Pretty poor defending, but good finish from the Icelandic man, Gylfi Sigurdsson. Yeah, and like I said, his 17th goal of the Premier League season from midfield, which is pretty special. But that's how the first half is going to end. It's 1-1. This is a game that we really need to be winning, in my opinion anyway. But coming into the second half now, as you can see, a couple of minutes have kicked up. Well, this is literally straight from kick-off. It comes over to Andrew Robertson, into Josh King into Martin Ødegaard, who I brought on at half-time. Ødegaard can't quite squeeze the ball through, but is still with the Norwegian. Ødegaard into Modo Barrow, and it's a good save from Valdez, and then just cleared away from goal by the centre-half there. Now then, a couple of minutes later from that, comes into Ødegaard again, who really was pulling the strings after he came on. 53rd minute now, still Ødegaard into Jack Hawke. I was going to say Josh Hawke then. Into Jack Hawke, into Ødegaard again. Back into Leroy Fair now, and Leroy Fair into Memphis. Memphis into Barrow. Can we conjure anything up from this attack now? It's Barrow into Leroy Fair. Leroy Fair with a good chance to go forward. It's still Leroy Fair into Memphis Depay, and it's 2-1. We managed to take the lead. A good bit of play from Leroy Fair, and Memphis cutting inside. I love that with Memphis and Barrow. They always come inside and try and get amongst the goals. As you can see there, Leroy Fair, nice bit of play, and it's a first time shot for Memphis. Just a nice little placement into the bottom right corner, and that's actually his 11th goal of the Premier League season. My players are doing well. I think more Barrow, Baston, Sigurdsson, and there's one more, Memphis obviously, are doing well. But Josh King managed to win the ball back here, and he passes it to Memphis. Memphis into Leroy Fair. Leroy Fair's actually going to shoot, and what a strike from our Dutch centre midfielder Leroy Fair. I was happy with that one. I took the shot thinking, hopefully I'll test the keeper. We're 2-1 up, I'm pretty confident, and this was only a couple of minutes later. It's good play from Josh King, just holding up the ball into Memphis, and you're going to see how good a strike that is into the bottom left hand corner. Victor Valdez dived from it. It didn't have too much pace on it, but it's just the placement and the curve, and it's a really good finish into that bottom corner, and Victor Valdez can do nothing about it. I'm happy for Leroy Fair. I really like him as a player, and I'm hoping that he'll score more goals than what he is. I think that's his fourth goal of the Premier League season. I think he could be able to add to that. If he got around 7 or 8 for the season, I think I'd be happy. But 85th minute now, we're still piling on the pressure, not giving up on that 2-goal lead. We're still trying to find more. It's Robertson now into Mobaro. Good turn, good shot, and it just comes off the post and cleared away to get rid of the danger. But 90th minute now, as you're going to be able to see, that's how this game is going to finish. 3-1 to us, a really good performance. That's what we needed, a game where we scored quite a few goals and some nice goals too. That's going to be it for episode number 22, guys. Thank you for watching, and like I said, please vote on the career mode poll down below. Thank you all for watching. Peace.